Sekhmet speaks, and she not only speaks, she roars. She's speaking very loudly at the moment, and I've had to dive onto a video because I can't contain it any longer. She's been pretty like in the background. You know, it's Lionsgate season. I mean, it's all of this like energy, this current energy shift we're in is all about really finding your lion's roar, right? You know, transcending like or transmuting fear into courage, and you know, just claiming your space, claiming your spot. You know, and she's been pretty quiet, but like last 3 days she's come in and she is just like speaking. And usually when I communicate with Sekhmet, she comes, you know, I can sit with her for hours and we can chat back and forth just quietly in my mind's eye. But like if she wants me to share her work, it's usually, or her words rather, it's usually through invocations. Like I'll write a lot of invocations and kind of like, you know, big words that goes into my tablets of light journal that you get when you come to Egypt. So we use all these invocations that she brings through. That's not uncommon for me to have her flowing through me in that way, which is actually quite amazing, powerful and awesome. And maybe I'll share some of those because we kind of need those fire and brimstone words right now to really shake this shit off. Or she comes through me in poetry. So never does she usually come through me in a written channel where we're just chatting and vibing. But yesterday she came through like a freight train and she was with me all day. Okay. So I want to speak about what was channeled. Okay. But I also wrote it, and shared it on, Instagram. So if you want to go back there and like maybe save the text so you can work with her words however you want. But if not, I'm going to read it out here anyway, just for you to feel the energy, because today she even brought through like a deeper understanding of what she was actually speaking about yesterday. And there's a few points in her words that I need to bring forth, that she wants us to focus on, right? So without any further ado, get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes if you need to, just to receive this channel, or just stay comfortable where you are. But I need to read it out to you so we can actually refer to the PowerPoints of what she was really speaking about. So this is... Sorry, I'm just clicking it open. See, I've got all my tabs open. It's a lot like my mind actually on my computer screen right now. 10 tabs open all the time. Multi-dimensional vibes all the way, yo. Okay, so now go into your quiet space and just receive these words of Sekhmet. Come ride with me in my golden chariot. Take your place next to me and claim your lion's heart for eternity. No longer wandering, lost, seeking, weak. For you are not weak, my beloved child. You are a warrior of my sacred flame. You are a child of Sekhmet. You are an upholder of Ma'at, and together we march upon the sacred lands, rightfully seeking justice, order, and balance for all my children. The times of darkness are no longer, for you have walked the path with me, diligently, focused, and devoted, whilst purging and transmuting the pain and suffering ingrained deeply upon the souls of man. Your light and your flame of truth burns brightly, dear soul. This is my flame of truth that ignites your warrior's heart. The sacred flames of Sekhmet burns fearlessly within you. You have always known this. No longer do you fear, no longer do you suffer. A reclamation of your lion's heart, an acceptance of your core power. The flames within you burn so brightly that all suffering is transmuted in all dimensions and all timelines. She roars. This you do for your own plight, yes. Yet you are in service to many. Continue your vigilance as you triumphantly walk this earth plane with me, bringing strength and courage to others who still dwell in the dark. Devour the darkness and show them the way. They too will wake suddenly from slumber, remembering their lion's heart. They must return to the pride. Few will become many, and my flames will spread like a forest fire, raging, surging, destroying all that is of the dark ways. All that seeks to overcome the sacred heart of one will face my wrath and face their demise. She roars again. Death will become them. Rebirth is gifted, so they too can rejoin the light, the true essence of all that there is. So that was what I was gifted yesterday. So with that, okay, it kind of like opened up more deeply, and and she was like, get on a video, like, you know, it's like the urgency of sharing this. Okay, so now this is really, really powerful times of just like big shit's going down everywhere. Maui, natural disasters, fires in Canada. Like there's just, it's everywhere. It is chaos. This is the old world burning to the ground. It is crumbling. There is so much turmoil. There is so much chaos out there. So, and it's so multidimensional that if you try and get involved in it out there, you'll get taken out, which is what I did say about the whole of August. It is a time to actually come back within. You want to change the world out there, change what goes on inside of you. That is the most attainable thing that you can do. It is available to you. All of that is not. That is dark, low vibration, unconscious manifestation. It's just a shit show out there, right? So where do we go? In a way, it's a blessing because we can't go out there. So where else is there left to go? Into your lion's heart, right? Now, this has taken a new level of potency throughout August. I kind of thought as we steamed into August with the supermoon, with the Lion's Gate, with the new moon, and all of this stuff, and all of these planets in retrograde, just chuck Venus in there in retrograde. Everybody's relationships are going up the spout. And also what it's highlighting is the relationship with yourself, coming back to that lion's heart again. Are you diligent? Are you focused? Are you devoted to you? That's what Sekhmet's asking. That's the pathway home. And we can only do this when we're in strength in numbers, because this will bring you into oneness. This will bring you connected to the next sister heart, brother heart. It will bring, that's the way in, okay? We can't do it out there. It's here. Because when we come together in numbers, we are strong. We are so powerful. Think of the lion's pride. She mentions it in her channel. The lion's pride is where we work together as a team. You know, if you observe lions in the wild, I've said this a million times. I'm blessed because I'm in Africa. I've physically seen them. But you can go on Animal Planet, go on the National Geographic, watch them. Learn, see how they work together. We need to become part of the pride now and come back together. It's our service. So if that pisses you off out there and gets you super angry at the destruction and the disrespect and all the rest of the stuff that's going on there, right? Surely that should bring the flames of Sekhmet like inside of you to kind of spur you into action. Intention plus action equals creation. But it's not leadership through wrath and anger and frustration. It's leadership through love. It's the most powerful way when we are in oneness wisdom, right? So now we want to talk a little bit about the flames of Sekhmet. And I think I'm going to do a bigger video on everything to do with Sekhmet, because right now, yes, we will do a different video and I will explain everything in that video, exactly, you know, how to work. Basically, the process of coming into the fires of Sekhmet, the process where she takes you to your heart, and then she passes you over to Hathor. I've done a very similar video on that, but I'm going to give a little bit more in this next one. But for now, let's keep it to this channeled information that she brought through yesterday. So, you know, the righteous rage, I'm going to touch a little bit on that. The righteous rage, you know, the wrath of Sekhmet is not like destructive fires and your words and your anger, and because that's just uncontrolled. It just goes out there. You are containing, you're harnessing nothing. Basically, righteous rage is being very much in your power and saying, you know, in the name of Sekhmet, in the name of one, you know, I behold, I implore, I call in, I command. You don't demand, I command. That's holding your power and your energy from a very, very centered space and working with your fire and your alchemy in a very responsible manner. Okay, that's power. That's power, because essentially you're working through the heart of one with this fire and brimstone. You come from your mind and your body, mind, emotions and the shadow and the pain. Your fires are going to burn out of control and you're going to basically destroy everything in not a good way, right? So we don't want to be much of the same out there. We need to come in and we need to harness our fires. This is the message, right? So now I'm just going to reference what she said at the beginning. Come ride in my golden chariot. Take your place next to me. I didn't quite understand the depth of what she was saying yesterday. I mean, I was like, wow, like, you know, okay, so there's a progression forward. We're standing next to her. But when I sat there today and I was like, my physical body, this is just my experience right now. My eyes are deteriorating. I can't spend too much on the screens now because my eyes sting so much. My vision is going, my ears are hurting, especially my right one because that's my listening ear. You know, there's lots of upgrades going for the physical body like I've never had before. Like literally, it's like, we've had upgrades, then there's this. We're all feeling it. I know so many of you light workers out there that have been brought to their knees in real physical pain, suffering. It's like, this is the barrier we're breaking through. So when she said, come ride with me in my golden chariot, I was like, oh, she's saying it's happened. That harnessing of the fires and that coming into the oneness, coming into the center, coming back home, which is basically the tipping part of the scales, which sends us into the good stuff, right? Oh, it's happened. Because if she's inviting us to stand on her chariot, it means that we have embodied our Sekhmet selves, which means if we've embodied that, we are now worthy and responsible enough to now bring in Hathor, the energy and the love vibes and the creation codes and the real powerful womb energy. Yes, even if you're a guy. Now we're doing it. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, so coming stand next to her on a chariot, this explains why our physical bodies are going through so much. Because to stand on the chariot, you need to upgrade, not just out here, in here. Make sense? Probably. Right. So then the other thing she said is upholder of Ma'at, seeking justice for all. So Ma'at is a goddess of justice. In fact, I always show my tattoo because I love it. So this is Ma'at, and she looks very much like Isis, but she has a golden feather. She is the goddess of justice, balance, order. Okay, so she is the one that you answer to. She has 42 laws. We got to live good, people, and we have to be a divine reflection of that because it's upholding creation, and anything that gets in the way of that to mess things up, we don't let it happen because Ma'at, Hathor, they are all upholders of Ma'at, upholder of the truth. That is what you are. That is what I am. And we are here to be in service to that, right? So that's what she means, seeking justice for all. So remember what your mission is. Remember the light, hold the light. Okay. The next one, proclaim of power, acceptance of core power. So now I'll go into this in depth in the video that I will record about the depth of this. Proclaiming your power. When a lion roars, they proclaim their power to the sun, right? Acceptance of core power is very much connected to the lion's gate because it's connected to the Sphinx, and the Sphinx is connected to the 8th dimension, as well as many other things. And you turn number 8, because the 8-8 portal is the Lion's Gate portal. Turn it on the side, it's the infinity, right? So when we go through that portal into the Sphinx, we are basically, one of the principles of those portals is acceptance of core power. But here's the thing, you can't proclaim your power unless you've accepted it first. So first of all, accept your core power, right? Which is basically harnessing your fires, and then proclaim, because you're now standing on the chariot of Sekhmet, proclaim your power to the sun. Okay. So one has to happen before the other, right? So now you're understanding the process. Now, number 4 points on my list here. You're a way shower. You're a leader. You are an upholder of Ma'at, okay? Bring strength and courage to those who still dwell in the dark. That is what she said. Bring strength and courage to those who still dwell in the dark. You are in service. You have the capacity to hold. You have the capacity to hold so much light and love and be that lighthouse in the midst of a very dark storm to many. Don't forget how much you light up a room. Don't forget how much joy you bring to someone. Even if it's just passing the vegetables and you see somebody and you engage them eye to eye and you give them a smile, even if they didn't smile at you back, just smile anyway. Do you know what I mean? And just send that light out, and that's the little things to the bigger things. Don't forget about the power of your purpose and your energy and how much it can actually change someone's day. That is what it's all about. Shine that shit. Okay. Number 5, death to the darkness. And so basically, yeah, she kind of went into one yesterday and I was like, listen, I can't put that out there because it all sounds really like murderous, because she was on one. And I politely asked, can we just change a few words, please? And do you know what I mean? She still came in with death. And she was like, what does it say? Death will become them. I was like, that's better. Rebirth is gifted. So she gave the whole process, but she was like, death is coming to all that do not follow the light. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, she was on one. But death to the darkness. And this is a purging of poison in the mind. Lately, I have actually gone into one where, in the last few days, my God, I know that it's not true. Before I didn't. But the thoughts, the mind, the non-truths it's telling me, you will not succeed. You are going to fail. Who wants to listen to? Who are you to speak about this? Imposter syndrome. You know nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's all of this stuff. And it was just like, enough now. Enough. I've been here so many times before. The difference is I know it's not real, but I know that my mind is coming to a pinnacle point of it purging this dark poison. So essentially, if you want to talk about dark forces, Team Dark and all that kind of thing, it's that. Okay? It's that. So understand and know that it is purging the poison of the mind, because the mind will give you a pair of glasses that will see the world in a certain way because you're thinking things. So that is where we're at right now. 2 things to finish off on this video. 2 things, right? So create. How do we get through this? How do we change the energy and the frequency without going to 10 million healing sessions and then having to sign up for an ayahuasca, which is going to take time? Do you know what I mean? Create something, write a poem, write a channel, put something out on Instagram which shows the sunshine and flowers. Do something. Write some, like all of these are journals. Just write something that inspires you. Listen to meditation music that opens your heart. The way you feel is basically creation. You are creation. Do whatever it takes, okay, to bring that online. Now, talking about that, actually, I'm just going to chuck this in now. On the 9th of September, this is why it's so important to dive into the Heca codes right now. On the 9th of September, I have a group that I'm starting, 7 initiates only. I literally have 1 space left. And that 1 space has been hanging actually for the last couple of weeks. So someone out there is the lucky number 7. This purpose of this group is exactly that. That's why I brought it into a group, to bring more power and potency, to put it into the grid, these creation codes, because it's the only way we're going to blast through. Creation comes from the heart. So what the Heca codes does is it kind of extracts the pure gold essence of what you want to create. It gets rid of all the head noise and it brings that creation out of you, and we land it, and it brings order to your creation. And then before you know it, you really have birthed it. Birthing your creations into the world now. We need as much of that as possible. Don't recoil and go into the darkness and the hiding. Even though I do that momentarily. That's why I end up coming off social media, because I'm a bit like, because it brings me into such fear. So it happens to all of us, but we have to push on through, surge through, sign up for the Heca codes and watch everything just expand. It is going to not just kickstart you, it's going to fire up about 10 million engines you've got inside of you that have been waiting for this moment, lying dormant. Bring the power of Sekhmet. It will just change everything, and it will also help humanity, the more of us that do this. So Heca codes, 9th of the 9th, 1 more place. Email me, I'll put it in the link, and pop me an email and let me know. Okay, so now if that's not available to you and you're like, oh my god, I want to vomit, I don't want to create right now, well, in that case, then your purpose is to sit with it, in it, and just allow it. Can you do that? Can you let go and just allow that to just open up and allow you to feel what you're feeling? Action nothing. You feel shit, stay in bed. Don't go to work. Let it all go. But I have to go to work because of that. That is the poison of the mind. No, you have to value yourself. If you can't access it through creation and physically creating, then where you access it from is by valuing yourself and giving yourself the love you need right now to move through this very powerful pocket. So if we respond through a way of absolute adoration, support, and love for ourselves and devotion for ourselves, instead of let me just pull through and get through to Friday because then it's the weekend and I can chill. If we come from the love codes, then that is as powerful as doing the Heca codes. You know what I'm saying? All of it is much of the same. So with that, I'm going to leave that there. I'm probably going to spurn it into a mad Sekhmet sharing now. So watch out for that. But love and light, y'all. Love and light. Keep on trucking. We're in very, very powerful times. And you know what I mean? This ain't for sissies. And that's why you're here. Because you ain't a sissy. That's it and that's all. Peace and love, y'all.